everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's time to party because it is the Eve-ish of Camp Reset 2020. So it is time to get some crafting on, some sipping on, and some fellowship on. I see all of my friends hanging out in the chat room. If you guys have not seen me for a while, you haven't seen the last few lives, you will notice, behold, my silver crown. Jealous? This comes from the pandemic of 2020. So many women probably have similar hair going on. So I have decided to embrace it. I'm letting it grow out. I'm accepting who I am, what I have. I'm going to let God reveal my silver crown. It is my, what do they call it? It is your crown of glory. So yes, so thank you. So some of you haven't seen me for a while. You might be like, girl, you better get yourself some hair color. But no, it's intentional. So thank you very much, you sweet girls. I'm so happy and excited to see all your little faces. Some of you guys, this is our third live today. Oh my goodness. Can you believe it? So we tried to do a live yesterday. That didn't work out the way we'd hoped. So we had a much longer live today. If you didn't join us earlier and you would like to see a sneak peek and about the community forums, that you would like to see how it works, what's going to happen, I would highly recommend you go back and watch it, because Mr. Crafty takes you on a little tour. He kind of just shows a lot of the functionality of the community forums, and we answered a lot of questions that are pretty typical questions in the chat room. So this live is for us to celebrate, ta-da, that we are about to launch camp on Monday. So tomorrow you guys have a day, hopefully. Some of you might be doing your printing, getting prepared. But what I planned on doing tonight, besides sipping my DIY purple drink, is that I'm going to show you the printables. I'm going to show you the camp, the infamous camp handbook that is eluding you, will be available on June 1st. I'm going to show you the camp printables that came with your registration, because we always do that. And this year I got to make some of the printables. I'm going to show you my summer smash book, the full meal deal that has the faith pages included, and I also made my dividers. So I have them. They have been curing. I did the whole thing with the front and the back. So I have actually put scrapbook paper on them, except for one, so that I could just do that one quickly. I have my single hole punch. This is one of my holy grail craft supplies that I use for everything, and it's really awesome. I'll be using that this evening. I have my ride or die holy grail glue stick, my golden scissors, and then I am using a package of the smaller of, well, there's the Simple Stories pocket pages. I have a variety of sizes, but they all have the same punch holes in them. So I'm going to show you guys what I'm doing. I'm going to create a template to punch from so that you too can assemble your book in the, I believe, the simplest, cheapest way possible. Simplest, cheapest. Is simple and easy the same word? We'll just say both. Simplest and easiest. Perhaps it's redundant. But so I want to just make sure that you have, like, you see the whole lay of the land, because I understand, as much as it makes sense to me, that perhaps I need to show you what is a handbook, what is a playbook, and how does it become a smash book. So, so for those of you who are in the group and you're like, what's going on? What is happening? We are about to launch Camp Reset 2020. Monday, 11:59 p.m. is the cutoff time for registration, and it is going to be epic. It is the longest summer camp, virtual summer camp we have ever hosted. It is 10 weeks long. It includes 27 little class videos, and I have not counted the lives, but there's a lot of them. We're having 4 movie nights. I will count them up while we're doing the show, but it's a lot. So you have access to a community center, which is our fun, super fun forums, where you can not only have conversations and see all your badge challenges and share your projects and everything you're working on. You can chat with the entire community here at Camp Reset, but you can also join cabins and have smaller groups. These groups can be based on mutual interests, like having a book club or a Bible study, or maybe you guys have a geographical, you guys are all in the same state, so it makes sense, or maybe you're from the same country. So all of those things end up being a factor of how people like to join cabins. So this year we're going to have a new feature in the forums. It's called Cabin Mates Wanted. It's a post. So just like you would be doing like a want ad, it's like, I'm looking for roommates. Or it is, I have this wonderful cabin and here's what the theme of my cabin is. If you want to join, here's the link. Here's the way to do that. Or it could be, I am so fabulous. This is the kind of camper I am. This is what I'm interested in. And perhaps you have made a cabin and you want to go look for people. So you could do it either way. Either you're just like, hey, here's me. There's also an introduction post as well, which I ask that all campers kind of like go in there and say hello. And that way you can kind of find each other as well, because that's another easy way of saying, hey, I'm just looking for people who are all in the same area. And we have this fabulous camp map. So if you kind of enter your information, everybody can see like globally, like pull out and see the entire globe and see where all the campers in Camp Reset are. It's so fabulous. So there's so much, you guys, so much in camp. We have 17 badge challenges this year. Crazy, right? So I'm gonna sneak peek everything. I'm gonna let you see the handbook, the badge challenges, the printables, the whole 9 yards. So let me take a sip. So I noticed I have one question in the chat room. I'm just going to grab it. We are not doing text reminders. We had to drop that from the program because of the expense. So we like many people in the COVID season, we have been having to cut expenses left and right. The TRG universe is an incredibly expensive one to run. So we've been getting rid of a lot of things. So if we left that on some printable somewhere, we apologize for that. We'll have to go and hunt that down, whatever particular read me first page it's on there. So Mr. Crafty, if you could make a note of that it needs to come off. Thank you, Cozy, for letting us know. A lot of you guys are, I think of all the things at camp, I feel like the thing that a lot of people get super excited for are the cabins. If you did not camp with us in the past, you may not have ever seen a platform like ours. It is so cool. This whole community forums we use isn't like Facebook, and it isn't like any forums I've ever personally seen. So it's like having a cabin is like having a private clubhouse within the community. So you can have as many, you can belong to as many as you want. It's fabuloso. So people love to join based on geography. That's a big pull. Sometimes it can be based on like, hey, I'm eating keto this summer. Anybody else? Hey, I'm trying to lose 10 pounds. Anybody else? So it can be based on things outside of the faith or crafting realm. It can be based on like health goals, which I still have health goals. So that's kind of an easy peasy one. But it can be based on like maybe one of you just has there's just a Bible study or a book that you're passionate about and want to read and are looking for people to read it with you. You can start a little book club and in one of the cabins and spend your, the 10 weeks doing that. So there is so many things you can do with that cabin functionality, and you have your own private chat room. You can speak directly personally to just one cabin member that you have. No matter how big or how small the cabin is, you still can talk privately. And it's just the functionality is a million times better than Facebook. So you don't have to worry. We're not doing anything with anybody's information, whatever you enter in there. We are one of the biggest reasons why I'm not a Facebook fan is what they do with our information. So so this is just going to be, it's going to be epic. 10 weeks. So this is like camp plus junk journal jamboree. If you did Camp Wannacraft last year, that's the duration. It's like Camp Wannacraft with junk journal jamboree all together. So we're giving you 10 weeks, and our main epic project is our summer smash book. So let me introduce to you the components of the summer smash book. So there were 3 different ways that you could participate in camp this year. So there's 3 different memberships. There's a community level membership where, hey, I only want to be part of the forums. I'm not really into the crafting book. I don't really want to do the videos. I'm not interested in the lives. So not many people, honestly, not many, so few people actually took us up on that level that we won't even offer it next time, because it wasn't worth, having to split everything up the way that we had to do. But I thought that there would be people who just, that was like, no, I just want to do that. But the majority of campers at Camp Reset were all in. So that just says a lot about this community. The majority, like by far and away, not even close, were all in. So you guys are really into camp. So you will recognize the Crafty Club Playbook, our summer edition, is going to be the heart of our Smash book. So the all-in members got their Crafty Club Playbook with their registration. So when you paid for camp, it was included if you were all in. And that came with an exclusive cover that Mark and I created together, which was super fun. So this edition of the Crafty Club, I can't say it completely, Crafty Club Playbook. I hear a boy coming. Thank you. We always forget that we're not doing that middle light anymore.
I think it's too much this time. Normally I turn it off for the plastic because of the reflection.
Okay.
But this time I think there's too much.
Okay. Woohoo. It already, my eyeballs feel 1,000,000% better. It's like, I can see. So, and also, I wanted to just mention, if you have any questions about stuff, let me get to the end of my little presentation. Before I jump into doing the remaining of my crafting, I will give you a chance to ask some questions, because I will miss them. There's a lot of chat going on, and I don't want to miss anything that's important that you weren't able to join earlier today and you really have a burning question. Sisters in the group, many of you were on the last live. If you think you could solidly answer a question, please feel free to do so. But otherwise, I'll come back at the end and answer that question. So the Summer Crafty Club Playbook. If you are all in, your playbook is waiting for you in your downloads. So the way that you normally purchase stuff from us, you sign in and you see your little downloads account. Your Crafty Club Playbook is there. So you'll have an option of printing the regular Crafty Club cover, or you can do the Summer Smash Book, which was the exclusive little upgrade you got for all in. You got this one. So I would imagine you'd want that special cover. So here we go. This is the playbook, which I did a live on already. So I'm just kind of quickly showing you. The faith pages are something. Did you guys see the faith pages in the flip through? You did not see the faith pages. We did not have them complete, but I have them complete now. So the faith pages come at the very back of the Crafty Club Playbook. So if you are not interested in the faith pages, you do not have to print them. The way they were designed is, okay, my version doesn't show it this way. I have like a test version, but your version of the Crafty Club Playbook has a totally different, I think there's a different end to it, I believe. So you can just print this section and be done, and then print your handbook. So if you got the faith pages and you're super into them, you are now getting to see what they are all about. So here is a little something I wrote. This is something I wrote. I'm just trying to remember. I feel like this is so familiar. Like, did I share this or not? This is, you might remember, this is one of our magazine covers. So this is kind of a split. You guys know that I use that term to explain like where a divider might go. So you could easily put one of your dividers here to separate your faith pages from the rest of your book. That's one of the options. Sorry, I'm trying to grab a bug. And then here is your Bible bucket list. Did I do this? Now I really feel like I did this. Maybe I did have these pages ready and I'm just imagining it. But anyway, we'll do it anyway. So we have the Bible bucket list, which is all like the little fun faith things. So it's kind of fun because we usually do like a seasonal list, like a bucket list, and now we have a Bible one. Here's your worship playlist. You have inspiration boards for Bible journaling, Bible study, and God time. So you can make an inspiration board grabbing pictures from Instagram, Pinterest, and kind of build like what's your ideal, inspiration would look like if you had the perfect God time. I love making inspiration boards, which is why they end up being in the playbook, because it's like, I love them. Now you have My Faith Documented. So you have a separate documented memory keeping layout that's all about your faith. So there is one for crafting in here in the Crafty Club playbook, which is why it looks familiar. My life documented. Now it's my faith documented. So everything here, learning, studying, reading, watching, listening, all pertain to your faith life. Okay, the girls are saying, yes, you did this already. Okay, I was like, this feels so familiar, but my memory was telling me that this wasn't ready it wasn't ready at the same time. So I apologize. I'm just putting my bad memory on display for everybody. And then here's another split where you would find yourself putting a divider. And then you have the faith journaling pages, which are different, and from the art journaling, different prompts. We give you a set of those, and then you have your scriptures to treasure. So you can do like a big layout with a scripture, or do like small little scriptures, short ones. And then that is the end of this book. Now, you'll notice we have this little page that says add scrapbook pocket pages, mixed media paper, or smash and other materials. So this is your little message to yourself of like, hey, here's the part where I can add on extra goodies. So, and then I don't need that. And then here, this is not the back of the book, but it's the back of my book. So here is where I'm probably going to put my handbook. I'm going to put mine probably in the back, I'm thinking. So let me show you what that would look like. Here's the back of the playbook, and now I'm revealing to you the actual handbook. And this handbook, again, available on June 1st. Not today, June 1st. If you are a community level member, it will be in your downloads. If you are premium or all in, it will be in the Welcome Center. How you enter camp will be through the Welcome Center. So you'll print it out from the Welcome Center along with your swag. You'll join ask to join the Facebook theater. You'll ask to join the forums. All of that, if you remember from last year, was all waiting for you in the Welcome Center. If you are new, pretend the Welcome Center is like the front gate of the amusement park. You have to go through a gate of some kind to get in. So it's where we process you, and you get all the stuff you need. You watch your welcome video. So everything that's super important for you to know, you have to go through this page in order to do it. And that's where this stuff will be waiting for you. So even if you forget everything I just said to you, be rest assured that you will not be able to pass through the Welcome Center without seeing that this is where your printables live. So here's your little handbook. And I'm super stoked. Okay, so this is the part that I designed. So these are my pages. We had 3 different people working on this whole book in its entirety, and this was my section. So I do know graphic design, and I do know how to use some programs. So I'm super, I just love putting workbooks together. So this is based on, if you guys remember Camp Reset 2018, I built that book. So that's what I kind of used as my foundation. And it was so much fun. So there's our sweet girl. She's sitting on the cover. You'll notice that she looks very much like our summer smash book cover. Let me move that over so they're both together. There we go. So now she's on the Camp Reset handbook. So the opening pages. Okay, so I need my community level members to hear this. If you're in the chat room, if you're listening to me, your book will look different. Because a community level member did not opt in to the entire package, they are not getting access to the website or the videos or the live events. They're just going to be in the community center. So that means there's a whole lot of stuff that will not pertain to you, and I didn't feel it was necessary to put it in your book because it would cause confusion. It would cause perhaps more people to email us and asking questions. So I just removed everything that didn't matter. So you have an edited version. I just wanted to be clear because you don't have a table of contents even. So here is your contents, and then here's your welcome to Camp Reset letter, which is my little welcome letter to you. Here is your Camp Reset map. Here is the map key. So all these little buildings that are left here, they are not all of them. You'll notice, if you remember, some of the buildings are no longer on here. We took them off. and then you are just, it explains to you what the remaining buildings do. Here's a quick little map key. This is what the actual website looks like. This is the home page. And this should look very familiar to you if you were Camp Wannacrafter, because that's what it is based on. Over here, I took the time to like spell it all out more clearly for you so that you had real clarity on what each of these things are, including where the cabins are. The cabins are tucked into the community center. So that's all outlined. So if you ever get lost, you have it in your handbook. You can always come back. Even if you don't have a device or any of that, it's right here. Once you print this, you'll have it to guide you. Here is the calendar for the entire 10 weeks. Week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you'll notice all of the live events are on here, and you'll notice that there's a lot of them. So we tried to give you a lot of variety. Your new videos will be released every Monday. You will get some new class videos. There are about 3 videos per week. So it's nice and easy and attainable to watch them each week for the most part. There's a faith live, and then there's what I'm calling like a pep talk. And then there will be some kind of event on a Saturday and some Friday nights. So you'll notice that I have both public events on here as well as the camp events. So there will be 2 faithful friends that will be on Friday nights and 2 late night crafty clubs. Those will be for the whole community, campers and reset community. So they're on here too, because you're absolutely invited to come to these as well. Here is another version of the calendar. So I broke it down into specific dates that you can see each week, how it's listed out. And then here is your checklist. So week 1, here's your checklist of what you do during week 1. That's the new checklist, where what I tell you to do. So it's right there. And then here are the events in August. So it's a lot of stuff. And then here is here's just a fun artwork that I put together. I love this. Here are the badge challenges. So you have, like I said, you have 17 challenges this time around. There's a happy camper challenge, self-care kit. Those are things you guys are used to. What I'm calling totes adorbs challenge. So you can make a Bible tote or a craft tote or both. The book stack challenge. This, which is going to be for those of you who are just going to take it easy this summer and read a lot of books. I wanted you guys to have something fun because reading is something a lot of us love. So there's a challenge for that. You can opt into as many or as little challenges as you want. There are going to be things that straight up do not interest you. So do not feel like you got to do it all. This is like just for fun. I wanted to give a nice broad amount of like ideas of things people would most likely want to do. There will be a challenge for Smashed My Playbook, which is sort of like by the end of the summer, you have this big fluffy book, and that's like the epitome of what we were trying to achieve at camp. So there's a badge for that. The Snack Chef Challenge, that you guys might recall that from Camp Reset. I wanted some of you guys to have the ability to like share recipes and share your snacks, because this is an opportunity to eat healthy during the summer. Your Sip It Good challenge, I could earn my badge right now, and a Step It Up challenge. So for those of you who have health goals, these would be great challenges and worth, establishing a cabin over things like that. There's more challenges here. There's an art journaling challenge, a spa night challenge. We will be having a spa night. Unlike the past where it was just like, let's just put on a beauty mask and take a picture. I'm doing a spa night, and it's going to be like get unready with me. So it's like taking off the makeup. I'll be in jammies, but I'm going to take off my makeup. We're going to talk about skincare, beauty stuff, like all of the stuff involving a spa. We're just going to have like a really super girly, chatty night. And just like, if that's your thing, come, because let's talk about skincare in our 40s and 50s. So then there's also the Pocket Fever Challenge. So because Pocket Fever. The faith challenges start here at the bottom of this page and come all the way down through here. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. Yeah, 6 of those. So there's a worshiper challenge, a seeker challenge, a treasured challenge, Smashed My Faith, It's Tricky Bible challenge, and the Bible journaling challenge. all the steps, what's involved, are all listed. And then we have some habit trackers. I think these are really great idea, especially if you're kind of tracking your progress for your challenges or your habits, or making sure you're accountable to showing up to camp. Whatever those you want to like focus on, you would list them here, put the dates of the month across the top, and then track your progress. How often are you showing up to camp? How often are you participating in the forums? Whatever those things are that you really want to track and like be accountable. How am I doing with my sipping my water, doing my steps, crafting, all of those things? I wanted you to have a way of tracking that. So that's what's in your book, and there's one for each month. There's Miss Sammy. And then I resurrected this from the 2018 book. This is over 100 different ideas for self-care activities. So I threw this in here, and there's a section here where you can write your own ideas, if none or all are little appeal to you. And then the little thank you message. So that is the back and the end of the camp handbook. So altogether, this is what the Smash book would be comprised of: the Crafty Club Playbook, the Faith Pages, and the Camp Handbook. So that's what is in here, this little stack right here. Now, this is the fun part. Let me show you the swag. So what does swag stand for? It stands for stuff we all get. So when we go to an event, you usually get like a tote bag or a t-shirt or a bumper sticker or a patch or something, right? There's always like promotional items. So when you come to camp, I want to make sure that you get those items too. So that's what the swag, the camp swag, was meant for. And every year we've done Camp Reset or Camp Wannacraft or Harmony Retreat, you always get swag. Every last one of them has had it. So this year you're getting it again. So I'm super proud because a couple of these things I did. So here's your door hanger for 2020. This is something I love, a good door hanger. You can trim it out. These are all printed on my nice $5 photo paper, which feels like scrap. It feels like cardstock, but it prints so good. Like the colors are so vibrant on it. So you would print that out on cardstock or the photo paper and hang it on your door. So the kids, your husband, all of them. Right, Caroline? She says, I hear Michael Scott saying swag. Yes, me too. That's what, and he's the one I think that even defines it, stuff we all get in that episode. So I'm busy camping. That's your little way of reminding your family, your hubby, I'm busy. You have a new Camp Reset membership card. So you cut them out and paste them back to back. There's a little spot here for you to put one of the little 2x2 photos or pictures that we have in your Playbook kit, or you can put your own little picture there. You can, take your picture, print it into a tiny square and pop it in there if you want. And then there's two little mugs that I'm going to have to make sure have a line because you cannot even see where to cut them. They're so faint. So I will fix that. But there's a Rise Craft repeat mug and a Rise Pray repeat mug. So there's one for everybody. Then here are the cute little badges. So you would use your 1 1/4 inch circle punch would be what I recommend and have recommended from the first time we ever did this. It's one of my standard punches. I always tell people they should have in their their craft supplies: a tab punch, a circle punch, and a square punch. Those are all listed on the supplies list that I emailed everybody. And you will also have access to a supplies list page, so it'll also be there as well with links to all of these punches that I'm recommending. Okay, so this is your updated little badge display. So it's like a big banner, but this year it's a little map. And if you want, you could cut this out and then put real string, like attach string to it, so you could hang it on your wall for realsies. And when you earn your badges, you could display them on your banner. You can also do what I did last year, which is I used a pocket page to make a little display for all of my badges. So you can be as creative as you want. You can use fabric and make like a Girl Scout, like a sash. So this is just an easy button thing, but don't feel like you have to use it if you think of something more creative, because that's the whole point of camp, is like your time to be as super creative as you want to be. I also thought this year would be fun if I included some of like the social media graphics that we've been making. They're so cute and they disappear. So you see them and they're gone forever. So I thought these would be really fun for you to have for your Smash book. They're like for memory keeping. So there's a little 6x4 version of the home page, the map. This is the header that we currently have on the Facebook group. So you can see that in the honeys. And then this was from my IG stories, which you may or may not have seen. So I thought it would be fun for you guys to be able to like use them as little advertising in your Smash book. Here's some journal cards. I made journal cards, you guys. I'm so excited. So here's a little miniature version of, we call her Vanessa. She's the cover girl of all the playbooks, but we gave her a little 3x4 journal card. And then we've got these right here that you can actually write on. And then this one is featuring the adorable little summer pass graphic because I think it's super cute. And then here is a vintage camera. So many of us live vintage in this community. This is kind of like, it's like you scrapbooked it yourself kind of photo, so that's in there as well. And then here is the updated bunting that says Camp Reset 2020. And you can see here, this is how it would look as it's all, oops, I forget that I got this camera. Mr. Crafty is like chasing me with the camera. That's what it looks like when it's complete. So these are all of the printables that come with your registration. How cool is that? So you got printables with your playbook, printables with your registration. We will be releasing some products once camp gets underway. We will be releasing new products into the store. We will let you know when we do that. We will also be releasing merch. We're going to be making t-shirts, mugs, all the cool stuff. There will be, well, twice as much this year because we're going to be offering a lot more faith stuff, and then we're going to be doing all the Camp Reset stuff. I am so in love with our logo for Camp Reset 2020. I can't even. I need to have a t-shirt that says that. But yes, so that will be coming as well as we get going. Okay, so before I jump into crafting, I wanted to double check with y'all if you had any questions before I do my work. Teresa Prescott, absolutely. The $5 photo paper, I promise you I would never recommend it if you could not write on it. It writes beautifully. It is matte, and it is like the texture of it is so different from cardstock. Cardstock has a sheen to it, as well as a lot of regular craft paper, but this matte is meant to like absorb the ink a special way, so it is just like a dream. So I print everything on it, including the things I'm going to write. The only thing I don't print on it are the pages for my books. That is 32-pound paper. 32-pound paper. Treat yourself, because you will not regret. You will never regret 32-pound paper. Mr. Crafty, is that a question or?
Yeah, it came much earlier before you started.
Cynthia is asking, I need to ask, I work full time, should I get all in? A lot of people work full time and get all in. This is going to be a self-paced camp. So as the material is released each week, you can decide how much or how little you want to do. The videos are shorter this year by design. It was designed to help you be able to stay on top of things and not feel like you had so many videos to watch. So they are released on a weekly pace. They are shorter videos and there's less of them. There are lives. If you can't watch a live during the week, you can always watch a replay. So replays are available. If you find yourself loving everything and you're like, I want to keep the classes, I want to keep the video content, we will make all of the videos available for purchase. Right now you guys are technically like renting them for the summer. You have access to them all summer long, and then when camp ends, we will offer the class videos you can purchase, as well as some additional bonus videos that we're going to throw in there, so you'll be able to keep them lifetime access. So that will be, you can make that decision once you get there, like yeah, yes, I want to keep them because I'm not finished and I really liked them. They're very geared to helping everybody get their summer smash book done with very interesting creative ways, making dividers, doing pockets, doing pocket pages, faith journaling, art journaling. So all of the classes are very much focused on what you can build in here to make it fluffy and yummy. There will also be classes that are going to be based on additional little camp crafts like tassels and clips. There will be a fun little camp craft to celebrate your time at Camp Reset. So like when you're ready to leave, there will be a really fun activity. There will be live events that the creative team is hosting. So there will be like a postcard party. Is that the only thing I'm aware of? I'm trying to think of everything. What am I aware of? I don't know all of the themes of the lives, but I do know that each of the girls is hosting like a live craft show, and then they'll be doing stuff with you. So that's kind of different and fun. The supplies list was emailed to everybody, Miss Ginger, so you can find that in your inbox. We emailed it on May 22nd. And then you will also have access to it on Monday when you come through the Welcome Center. There is a link for it there as well. 32-pound paper goes through inkjet and laser. It is multi-purpose. It does both. And I have not had any issues with either of them. It comes out looking awesome either way. But the $5 photo paper, holy grail. It is not a paper you can print double-sided. It does have a backside to it that's like a slightly yellow cast, and that's how you know which side is the front and back. It's designed for people to print archival photography on it. So it's the kind of stuff you would actually frame and hang on your wall. If you have an inkjet printer, your prints will look so crisp, so epic, bright. You'll never go back. You'll never go back to cardstock after you have tried the $5 photo paper. Trust me on this. Can I post about camp on my YouTube channel? You absolutely can. The registration for camp does end at 12:59 p.m. on June 1st. So that is my only caveat, that it has a finite date for registration closing. Claudine says, yes, I have like 5 packs of the photo paper, right? It's awesome. It is so awesome. I'm so sorry I didn't try it sooner because I was buying a whole lot of other stuff before that was far more expensive. Does it matter the name brand of the 32-pound paper? I have tried quite a few. Navigator was the first. And we used to buy a box of it. So I had like reams of it that I would purchase. I have linked on there, the supplies list that I sent you guys is linked to actually a different brand, which is HP. I've tried a few. I like the one I linked to you, which is a single ream. That's what I would recommend. And it's wonderful. 32-pound paper is thicker than regular paper, and often it's half the size of a regular ream. So it's usually 250 sheets per ream instead of 500 like a normal ream of paper. So you have to be aware of that. If you purchase it inside the store, like Office Depot or Office Max, because you're going to need to purchase it from the store and walk it up to the copy center if you're going to have someone print it for you. In my experience, I have not gone anywhere. I think Kinko's might be the only place that and Sir Speedy that actually have 32-pound paper behind the counter. But Office Depot, Office Max, Staples, you have to purchase it and hand it to them, and then they'll print on it. So the HP paper is awesome. I'm using it currently, and I've liked it. Love it, love it. Yeah, you Canadians, I'm so sorry. You always end up paying a lot more for stuff than we do for supplies, and that blows. So, Andrea, yes. If I said that wrong, I'm sorry. Registration ends at 11:59 p.m. on June 1st. That means 1 minute away from midnight. Bonnie says she alternates between 28 and 32. 28 will do fine if it comes down to it. That is what, if you went to a professional printer, like, not, if you go to a store like Office Depot, Office Max, and Staples, that is the highest they carry. If that's what you want to do, 28, I've done 28 plenty of times. It depends. 32 is sort of like the Porsche of the paper world. But you know what? Sometimes I don't want to use 32. Not everything is worth printing on such awesome paper. So, thank you, Fallon. I appreciate your compliment. Okay, any other questions? Kate asked, does anyone know roundabout the cost of having the books printed for you? So in the past, we have had all of our books printed. This year, because of the amount of papers, you have an $86 page craft book. If you got the entire Crafty Club and the Faith pages printed, that's 86 pages alone. And then you have the camp handbook. So that is like our most epic ever, and so there isn't an answer specifically for that because we've never had one this big that I'm aware of. Let me rephrase that. If anyone can remember what they think they paid in 2018, that book that I did then, which was a letter size paper and it was color, that book was 135 pages. It was pretty big. If anyone can remember approximately what they paid for that, that would be pretty close to what this would be. Plus, you'd have to have this one cut. So it would just be like a little nominal charge. A lot of places will charge that cutting fee. Thank you, Joy. She's like, 2 years old. 2 years ago was that big. That's what I had. It locked in. I'm like, wait a second. I did do one this big. Joy says it was going to cost around $50 for me for color. Did that also include the handbook? Because I'm not even sure. I think the handbook is maybe 20 pages. I think. Joy says it was cheaper to buy an instant ink HP printer and print myself. I hate to say it, but at this point, if you're really invested in our activities and our printables, I would say that you would have already paid for a decent printer at this point. So if it's holding you back not having a printer, I would really consider getting a printer with like HP has a color ink cartridge like program that you can join in, and it will kind of monitor your ink usage and hook you up when it's time. We will continue on with printables. We're going to continue on with doing these type of books. So also in the direction that we are headed with our brand and everything, there will be printable books, workbooks, sheets, all of it. And so I'm just going to throw that out there. That might be something you consider. It's like if you don't see yourself breaking up with me anytime soon, I would probably say it's time for you to get a printer. We have tons of printables in our store. So, just saying. Kinko charges 89 cents per color pages. Exactly. So we've paid for them. We've had them done to test our printing directions to make sure that somebody could take our printing directions and read through them and print your book the way it should be printed. Kinko's is definitely on the more expensive side. Hey, Miss Mandy, thank you so much. I don't know. Is somebody starting a Silver Vixen cabin? Also, I wanted to show you something. I have in our camp handbook. This is funny. This girl right here, she's named after you as a little thank you for all of the sweet work you've done for us with the timestamps. I wanted to honor you with with my honey. So that one's named after you. So Bonnie says she just paid $47.57 for 28-pound, wow, you got it done fast, paper for the summer playbook at Office Depot. So 28-pound paper, the summer playbook, and I'm assuming, Bonnie, that you were like all in and had the whole thing, the 86 page book, in which case it was $47. Kelcat said, I always think it's Kelly, but then I always have to, but it's Kelcats. But maybe it is Kelly. My present last year for camp was a printer. I say that's a good treat yourself, because there's just a lot of really good stuff you can do with the printer. Connie says it was cheaper to just print at home. Leslie says put a ring on it and buy the printer. Michelle Johnson, you're so funny. Patty Ann says, where do I find the double-sided tape with peel-off backing? That doesn't feel familiar to me, and I'm wondering if that was a Caroline product, if Caroline was the one who had it. That double-sided tape with the peel-off, you can purchase on Amazon. I have done that. I own some. I don't reach for it, but I have it. But if that's who you're speaking of, if Caroline, you hear my voice and hear me, and you were the one who was using the double-sided tape, Patty Ann is wondering where you got it from. That's my guess, that it was you. All right, Cynthia Scott says she's all in. Awesome. Okay, Andrea says, can I ask, when you say is it 86 pages, is it 86 pages back and front, so 43 physical sheets of paper? Andrea, this is always the question that my brain has such a problem with. The way that they will look at it is a print. So if it says 86 pages, it's 86 prints. It won't matter to them. If you're just asking for like the amount of paper it includes. I'm so sorry. Just one second. Let me. Then yes. Mr. Crafty says yes. It would be 43-ish pieces of paper. But if you are getting it printed at a shop, they're going to charge you for each print. So I would shop around. There are other printing companies that are not the big box brand store, and will have better pricing. One of my recommendations that I personally love, and we had tons of our products printed on that we actually cut in our silhouettes and mailed out to you guys, and you loved, that stuff was printed at Sir Speedy. Sir Speedy is a nationwide chain, and if you live in an area that's pretty populated, you might have one near you. So I would try Sir Speedy in the hopes that maybe you have one. But try that. But look around. There are other kinds of print shops beyond Kinko's, Office Depot, Office Max. They are I think on the expensive side. So you might be better off just doing a little research and finding out who else does printing in your area. Okay. Kathy Adams, there are always, as you put it, senior ladies. They're always the silver vixens. There are always ladies that would be, for sure. I'm not sure if that's, would you put yourself in that category? But yes, always. So you will not be alone. And if you're rocking the silver hair, I say somebody needs to come up with the silver vixen cabin, because this is where that story comes from. I always call Mr. Crafty my silver fox. And so when we were joking about my hair and what I was going to do, I asked him, what do you think a female fox is called? If you're a silver fox, what is a female fox? And I looked it up, and it was a vixen. So I'm a silver vixen. So I know that there are, because we've been talking about it for a while. So yeah, you will not be alone. Dollar Tree is carrying the double-sided tape. I love when you guys talk about your ages, because you're so funny. Ancient. There is no such thing as ancient. That's right. At camp, we're all 12 years old again. That's how I like to look at it. That's how I feel. We're all kids again. Just getting to be, we're a make-believe camp. Trust me. You will be, you will be among people your own age. Lots of ladies here in their 60s, some in their 70s. We've had people in the past in their 70s. I love it. I'm here for it. I love the fact that women feel like they can totally like be at make believe camp. You guys are, some of you are grandparents and you're like, I'm going to make believe camp. Love it. There you go. See, Cody agrees. Let's all be 12, right? Miss Claudine, I do see your comment and I did see your email, and just know that right now we are trying to get to all of the like the finishing of things, so we will get to the help desk as soon as we can. I understand that you're having an issue and I'm sorry about that. I know that's not fun. Joy said college print shops. So if you guys live in a college town, college area, there's print stores that will specialize in printing things because they're serving a clientele that needs lots of things printed and cheap. Caroline, who prints a lot, says she has an older HP printer, but she does do the HP Instant Ink. It's so much cheaper, and they monitor your ink levels and send replacements on their own. So it feels like a set it and forget it kind of situation. I mean, that sounds awesome, because you will find yourself printing a lot more around the time of like a playbook coming out or camp happening, and then it will die back down again. So that to me makes sense. Felicia, if you go to my page, theresetgirl.com/favorites, we actually have all of our printers listed, the ones that we have, and I really like them. We have our photo printer, I believe is on there. That's what I use. That's what we use actually to print everything now, is we're just down to one printer, and it's the Epson 960. But the link is on there if you want to go check that out. Sloan, I'm so glad that you're in love with Camp Reset 2020. Yeah, if you guys, if you Silver Vixens want to start your own cabin because you just feel like, hey, I want to be around ladies my own age, ladies who get me, ladies who get what season of life I'm in, you do it. Do it. And then you guys will have camaraderie, and you'll be, you'll have, share all the jokes and all of that stuff because it's fabulous. There you go, Michelle Johnson. # Silver Vixens Unite. That's what I say. See, look, there's a lot of you in your 60s. Do it. Start a cabin, and then you guys can be like, the fabulous crew. Okay. How long were you planning this camp for? Well, Fallon, that's an interesting question. We actually plan camps for a while out. However, this year, we had an entirely different camp planned out in our heads of what we were going to do. And then we began seeing this progress of like, this is what you're going to need to do. So we ended up doing all of this, which feels much more last minute than it normally does. So for us. So it was intended to be more health focused, and then it kind of has changed back to this. And now I have increased the whole aspect of faith and strengthening those of you who are faith girls to have that in your life. So this has evolved a lot. It's not what we thought, but we are really happy and excited for what it is today, and it's going to be epic. I think that of all the camps we've done, I really love how this one is balanced. It doesn't feel like the content is balanced. There's live events, there's videos, but they don't feel overwhelming. If you can't make it to live events, we always offer replays. And then you can decide if you want to keep the material. You can decide, like, it was great. I'm glad I did it. It was so much fun, but, I'm ready to go onward and upward. If you are interested in like, oh, I really wanted to do more projects that I didn't get a chance to watch or do, then you have that chance to opt in to having them as well as some bonus material. So I like that. I like that there's an option there. Um, Deborah Parker, the book, if you are all in, your playbook is available for print. The handbook and the swag will be available on June 1st. And thank you, Lisa Bullock. Okay, I'm going down the questions. Oh, Michelle, she said she dated a Sir Speedy, but well, we broke up. Aw, bummer. We loved our Sir Speedy. We were in a seriously committed relationship. We loved them. Now, our account was, a considered like a commercial account. So we actually had a sales rep come to our house. They would really try to understand our language and all the files because we have journal cards and all of this. Like, do you remember when we had the scrapbook, like thick sticker stock? So like that was different for them. They were not used to that. And so there was a lot of stuff they were doing for us that was special. So I feel like that's why we had such a special relationship. Um, yes. The whole silver thing. I am really, really, really like super excited and like just stoked to see so many women who are embracing the silver. There are tons of Instagram channels, tons of Pinterest accounts, tons of YouTubers that just do nothing but content about their hair, the transition to silver. It's wonderful that there's so many women are like, I am ditching the dye. And I think more than any other time in history, this pandemic has like unleashed the beast. There are so many women that like look like me that are like, you know what? I mean, it has been awesome that I have not had to have to color my hair. I hate coloring my hair. So yeah, I'm loving it. I wasn't sure about it at first, but I'm embracing it. But I really want to go and like have it done. As soon as my hairstylist gets herself all set up, I think I am going to venture out into the world at some point. I don't care if I have to sit there with a mask on the entire time, but I'm really excited to have my hair done. So yeah, Silver Vixens in the Camp Reset unite. That's right. Christy said, COVID exposed all of us Silver Vixens. It's true. It has, it has exposed it. We are exposed. Michelle says, darn you, Rona. Michelle, you are so talented with the hashtags. Okay. Pammy says, 60 and never colored my hair, but no gray, silver, or white. Bless you. You are so lucky. I had silver hair. I had silver hair in like my very early 20s, like 18, 19. I could pluck like one silver hair out, always like by my forehead. And then it went rampant. So I've had silver hair as far as I can remember, and I've always colored my hair. So now I'm really excited to just be like, well, what do I look like under here? What do I really look like? Right? This is who I really am, all of us. Why do we say that silver's not a real hair color? It is a hair color. It's real, and not everybody has it. Not everybody gets to have it, so we should really be excited for that. And I love the fact that so many women are like, it's not the color of age. Like they really want to turn that thought upside down. So I don't know. I just don't want to color my hair. I don't need to like start a revolution. I just don't want to color my hair anymore. Yeah, Marissa, it's true. There was a point there where a lot of younger people were like dyeing their hair silver, like shades of silver on purpose. That's true. And yes, once your hair is like that way, you can start adding like shades of lavender and pink. They have a shade called rose gold. There's some pretty stuff out there. Yep, Marlo agreed. Over and over and over, you have to color your hair. It's so over it. Okay. So we have devolved our entire show into talking about hair. But that's what's going to be fun about our spa night, because that's what it's for. Skincare. What is everyone using? What stuff do you guys love? I mean, I'm here for it. I love skincare videos. I love talking about makeup. Like what's a simple face? What are your holy grail like products? I have some products that like I love, and I've been using them a lot. I get compliments a lot, so I will spill my secrets, girls. I will show you what I have. Karen, what you're saying about how you just have a yucky gray, there are so many fabulous things I've been watching people do, like different types of shampoos that are designed to bring out the silver in the gray. Like some people think, oh, my gray is so gray. But there's like little tricks that people who even have gray hair look more silver and shiny because they use special products. They have like blue shampoo and purple shampoo, and not all of them are the same. Some of them are better than others. So, okay, I just saw something. Oh, Miss Mandy, you had rose gold hair? Girl, I bet you were adorable. Okay, I went too far and I missed what I was seeing. But I saw something in the chat room. Okay, Mahea, I was going to ask you that question because she says, think my Hawaiian blood has a lot to do with having gray hair at an early age. Me too. All of my aunties have silver hair, but they like all consistently have it like earlier than most. My tutu, she was like all white at an age, like I think I feel like she was all white in her 50s. Because my memory of my tutu was she was like the little grandma in Tweety Bird grandma, that she always wore her hair up in a little bun. Yes, I do too. I think the Hawaiian the Hawaiian blood just pulls that silver hair. But I say embrace it. Oh, interesting. Keanu Reeves' wife has full gray and she's in her 30s. That's interesting. Mama Bear says, she says, I've earned my gray hair. Isn't that true, though, when you really think about it? So many people die, they never, ever get to have gray hair. And gray hair, when you think about it, there is a reason why we look at it the way we do. It is a symbol of wisdom. You've lived some. You have some miles on you, you know? I've had time to really process this. I've really embraced it. And I can't believe I've decided to sit on camera with my roots, because if you guys saw how I used to freak out about any like little roots showing when I would film, especially like if I leaned into the camera too much and the camera caught my roots, I would come unglued, and then it would be like, can you edit it out? Don't make me reshoot the whole thing. It used to really upset me. I used to wear a ball cap when I filmed so that you guys wouldn't see my roots, and now look at me sitting here on display for all the world to see. Look at all my roots. Andy says, I'm happy to still have hair, right? Ooh, Patty says she did copper with her gray for a while. Okay. That's right. Michelle Johnson has a great way of looking at this. With no spending on hair color, we can buy more crafty supplies. Indeed. And Caroline got some stuff for spa night. She ventured into TJ Maxx. Oh, Philosophy Bubble Bath for the win. Awesome. I know. They have they have so many Philosophy Bubble Baths, and they just have like the packaging and all of it is just so yummy. Like it all smells like cake or cookies. Oh, Jennifer says, I'm a teacher, and a kindergartner was crying over the fact that someday she would have clear hair. I assured her that she would be beautiful. Aw. But it is our crown of glory. Okay, I feel like what are we talking about anymore, you guys? We're all about hair now. Like, there's no crafting here. Okay, let's see. So yes, this is the funny thing though. Robin Reagan, you actually have a question about the book. The trimming template for the playbook is included in the file. So that trim template is inside the same, Mark, is it inside the same folder as the playbook? Can you refresh my memory of where it lives? Hold please, Robin Reagan. We're just double checking. I think it's in the folder with the Crafty Club playbook. The folder, the Crafty Club. Oh, other people. Well, I was trying to be really specific, and I don't see a specific answer. It's in the 32 pound folder. The folder that says 32 pound is where the Crafty playbook pages live, and that's where the trim template lives on its own. And you just print that out as much as you need. And I would print it to the cheapest paper you have, because you're going to be cutting it up. All it is just like a tool to help you cut. Okay, so I think I'm... does anyone know what the Tweety Bird grandma's name was? I really don't remember her having a name. Okay, I'm gonna jump in while you guys talk all about the hair and all the fun stuff. I am gonna do my book, because that's really what I told you guys I was gonna do, and now I'm like, let's just chat. Okay. You know what, Joanne? I don't even take offense to that girl. It's absolutely true. She says, you are so easy to distract. You could not be a teacher. I agree. 1,000%. I could not be a teacher. I am very easily distracted. Fortunately, I have a very sweet community that has been very gracious about the way I wind around. But I'm sure some of you, it drives you crazy, so I'm sorry. Marlo is asking if anyone else's sound and video is off. I don't see anyone else mentioning it, Miss Marlo, so I'm thinking it's you, not me. Teresa, if you purchased your playbook as part of your all-in camp membership, it will be in your downloads. The Smashbook cover is inside of a folder that says cardstock. So everything that's cardstock will be in a cardstock folder, and then everything that's like a 32 pound, the folders are designed for you to know what type of paper to print it to. And then if you look at the file name, it'll say DS or SS, and that stands for double-sided or single-sided. If you look at the printing guide that we created for you, we explain all of that so that you will not be confused, and you'll know what you should actually have. Could you please re-show what the... I don't think I showed that one tonight. I think you're talking about... There's printables that come with the playbook, and I have some of them here. These are the ones that are like, I printed all of these on sticker paper, so there was labels. Here's the t-shirt I think you're asking about. This is ephemera. So I printed mine on sticker paper. Here's the honeys. These are the faith journaling prompts. The art journaling prompts. These badges are for your playbook. So the playbook itself has some fun little badges. It was especially for those people who were not going to do camp. They had like their own little badges to do. And then you have, this is like a mini paper punch sheet. Here's a mini cover. Here are pocket cards. These you'll put in your Smashbook inside the pocket pages. Here's a postcard. And then there's also the tabs and the posting reminder bookmark. These are all part of the playbook. So I'm going to take the dividers I made earlier with the playbook. I found out that I do not have my tab punch with me, so I will not be able to put tabs on because I sent all my punches to the storage, which was not smart. So here's all of my dividers. So I have her, and I backed it with scrapbook paper, which is what I tell you guys to do on these right here. Cover back of divider with scrapbook paper of your choice. So I went and matched up all of my dividers with a scrapbook paper I liked. So this girl right here is getting this scrapbook paper on the back of her, which is very campy. And then this girl has this paper. My glue stick down has this paper. My summer flashcard has this paper. It says, it talks about memories, vacations, sunshine. This is my happy place. I love this paper for camp. I think I used it last year too. This divider got this paper. And then the golden scissors. See that? That's in honor of these. These have changed my life. The back of that has this, which I thought was really fun because it's like the dressmaking pattern. And then I made another divider because I think I'm going to need extras. So you can make as many dividers as you want. You can set these up however you like. You might do it differently than you normally do because if you want to use your faith pages, it's kind of added extra, you know, stuff to do. So I haven't even made those decisions yet how I want to set them up. Okay. I feel like there's something sticky here. Okay, so here's my cover, the Smash Book. So I have in here, the top pages are the Playbook, then I have the faith pages, and then at the very back I have my handbook. So you can decide if you want, this is like not easy, or, I'm sorry, this isn't hard to do. They're all going to get punched the same way. If you change your mind and want to put your handbook first, you totally can. I just want to do that. And then I'm going to probably make covers for these. I have the chopping mats. This is something I put on my supplies list and told you guys you will want to grab some. I actually linked for you the online version of these. If you buy, I think you have to buy 4 packs of them. They're $1 for 2. Like a set of 2 is $1. So if you're able to go to Dollar General, you can buy them. They're in the kitchen section, or you can use my link that I provided and buy 4 packs of them, and you will not be sorry because there's so many things that you can do with them. You can craft on them, for one thing, so you can protect your surface from paint and ink and all of the rest of it. So, but I'm going to use this material to make a cover to protect my Smash Book cover. So, sorry, not Dollar General, Dollar Tree. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, dear. Okay, so I'm going to, the first thing I like to do is I'm going to probably decide first where I'm going to put my dividers. So where the Playbook, these are called splits. So normally what we do is when you see a quote and a set of honeys, this is where it's meant for you to set a divider in between. That way an entire section stays together and a brand new section starts. And they're not sharing the same page. Because if they share a page, then you can't put a divider between them. So this girl looks like she was meant for that to me. This is the little game I like to play, is which one belongs with which. That one's cute. Please stick down. I don't like 2 quotes. I think I'm going to go with her. I think she just... Yeah, I like that. So then I'm going to keep going. Here's another split. That's too much of a clash. So far, that's a possibility. No. Ooh, that I like. Okay, so there's this works together. Look how perfect that looks like it belongs together. I bet it was designed that way. And then here's the sewing pattern with the sewing girls. And then there is another split in here. So we kind of made a split here. You could just treat this without putting a divider here if you wanted. I probably, let's see here. How would I do this? My version, I believe my version is possibly different from yours. I don't remember now how I did it because this is a different version than you have. Only different right here. Like I did something different to end the Crafty Club Playbook. I think you guys have a place to do this, if I remember correctly. I don't know. I really not sure that I even want to put a divider between them. But if I do put a divider between them, I almost think I don't really want it to be, it might be this girl. No, that's too busy. I feel like it's somebody, but maybe not. Maybe I need to make one different. Maybe I need to plan it and be intentional and not just try and shove one of these dividers in between. So here's the other split. So let me decide who gets to be here. So I like when there's a quote on one side, I like there to be like a design or something really minimal. So it's not competing. That could work, but that does not. I feel like that doesn't work at all. I don't know. I think I'm going to just stick with this one. That one's the easiest. And then there's no other division here. So there's a bunch that I could use elsewhere. So the reason why you want to put your dividers in here is because you're going to punch everything, and it's better to have your dividers all set up where you want them so that everything gets punched the way it should be. I believe there's a spot here. Here we go. Ooh, that's epic. Okay, so that's the other place that I was missing. And okay, so I probably will put one here. So who's going to be on this side? That's the little, I think like that. That's cute. Little stars with the little TP. And there's really not anything in here I want to divide up. So I'm going to save these other dividers here that I have, the glue stick down in this, because there will be a section here at the very back of my handbook where I'm going to put all of the pocket pages and the extra stuff, like all the goodies that you're going to smash in here. So I'm going to put it in the back of my smash book. Okay, so I wanted to show you what my plan of action was. So I'm going to take, if you buy the $5 photo paper, it ends up coming with like this sheet of like chipboard in it, which would be perfect for this project I'm about to do. But I also happen to have chipboard that's like white on one side and craft on the other so you can see it better. So chipboard in general is a really good, it's something I put on the supplies list. It's a really great material to craft with because you can make a super sturdy cover for your smash book. You can actually glue the cover to the chipboard, and like it could be white on one side and then this on the other, and this will keep it nice and stiff. If you don't want to put like a plastic cover, I might do that. I don't know. I haven't decided exactly what I want to do. But what I would like to build is a template so that that I can cut, like I can punch holes in it that are going to be exactly the same place each time I do it. So I thought about this. I will be perfectly blunt. There are lots of people smarter than me that have figured out a way to do this, and I might be doing it in a weird way. Some of you might be like, oh, I've figured it out a better way to do it, and that might be true. So all I'm trying to do is make sure that when I punch holes, they always end up in the same place over and over and over again. What I'm using as my template is one of the pocket pages because I want to make sure that pocket pages can go into my junk journal. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm going to be making a template so that my pages always they line up with the top and the bottom of my page, and then the holes will always be in the same spot. So this whole sheet doesn't even have to be a whole sheet. It could be like a skinny template. As long as it's the exact length of the page or the book, that's all that matters. So you can see here that now I have a punch template, which I cut terribly uneven. So now I'm going to eyeball this because that's how I am. And I'm just going to see, like, this is going to be where I always have the holes on my book. So I'm going to put them on this strip first. And that is one of the things I love about this particular punch, but other single hole punches work too. I actually linked two punches, one like this and then one that's a heavy duty punch, but it's very small. It's small and compact, and it comes with binder rings. If you're on a budget, that would be a good one but I use this for everything. This has been one of the things that I've used for a long time. If you don't have a 6-hole punch and you want to do planner inserts and all that, I've told people for a long time, you are actually, like, money wise, you're better off with a single hole heavy duty punch that you can use in multiple ways than a 6-hole punch you can only use for one thing. So there's my template. So as long as I'm going to turn this because this is embarrassing how crooked that is. Okay, so this is my thought of how this would make life easier. Caroline, are you watching me? What are your thoughts? This is the kind of stuff that you do all the time. And are you going, oh my gosh, I did it this way. So that's what I'm going to do, is punch it right there. And you'll notice that, like, there's a little, these are the little mini pages. These are 6x4 pages. So I love the small mini pages. And then a regular hole punch may not punch through thicker material. So if you use chipboard or the plastic, like the mats, that it might not work, because some single hole punches are really flimsy. So that's why I recommended a heavy duty one. The one I linked in the supplies list is very inexpensive. It's small and compact, and it came with binder rings. That style of punch I really like. So here's the other page, just to show you. This is the full size 6x8, and you can see that this is where it would line up to. So as long as you have your template from top to bottom, as long as it's setting, it's going to punch in the same place, as long as you use it as your cutting guide. You can use other material to make this. That's what I grabbed. You could probably use your cutting mat material. I had the chipboard right there, so I was like, I'm just going to grab that. Okay, it's time to start punching. I'm a little nervous. I have punch pressure right now. Okay, so the thing I also love about this particular punch is how many pages you can punch. It's a heavy duty punch, so you can actually do multiple pages. And oh my gosh, you guys, I was about to do it wrong. That was so like me. Too busy talking, not enough looking. Okay, let me make sure. Let me double check my work. Okay, we're good. We're good. I almost punched it on the totally wrong side. Okay. I'm just grabbing a few. I'm grabbing a cover and a divider. I'm just going to go big. Okay, but I am going to trim this one divider. It's a little crooked right here. Okay. I'm so nervous. This is the kind of stuff I usually like experiment with off camera and then go, okay, you guys, I figured it out. So this is fun. But you guys know me. I make lots of mistakes. It is what it is. Okay, I got a little piece of paper trapped in there. Okay. Worst comes to worst, I will just be reprinting part of my book. There. So, one thing that, again, about a heavy duty puncher, is that you can punch so many pages. That was through the cover and a divider and multiple pages in between. So I think it just makes the process go faster. I don't trust myself at all. I'm like, I gotta double check everything now. Caroline, are you still there? If you're there, speak to me, Caroline. Because Caroline did this too. I have not done my book my Playbook this way. I've been using discs for a long time, and when we've done things, Caroline's been the...
Yeah, Carolyn's there.
Okay, I'm here. Okay, so what I'm doing right now, what you're watching me do, does this look anything like what you do? How do you measure the holes to make sure you always get the 2 holes always lined up the same place? This is the best my brain could come up with. I should have asked MacGyver in there to figure it out for me. This is how Mr. Crafty's brain works. But what do you do? I have not actually watched you do that part.
The iPad.
Oh. That's the problem with having this camera that's like showing me like what I look like when I'm crafting. Like I forget that you guys can see me. I'm like so focused on what I'm doing. Okay. It feels so balmy here. I feel like the weather outside, the warmth out there feels like Florida or something. So Caroline says, I use a pre-punched page and line it up every time, although your way seems easier. Is it possible? I don't know. I've not ever done like the loose rings, like I feel like, I don't even remember how I did the junk journal, how I got to this point. What am I doing? Why does this look like am I doing this backwards? Why am I already on the faithful pages? That feels weird. Is it really like going that fast? I just looked down and I'm like punching faithful stuff and it feels like, am I really already in my faithful book already? Here's the great thing about the rings is that once you get them on there, like they're very inexpensive. When you do discs, you have to have a special punch and you have to have discs. Some discs, I really like metal. I do not like plastic. So when you buy metal, you're already in for like a certain amount of money. You're going to be paying anywhere from like 12 to 14 for discs that are like on sale. Okay. I'm getting closer to being done. I'm almost done. I'm almost done with the Playbook. Like the whole thing. This is a pretty thick amount of pages that I just punched through, and it went through great. Yes, I highly recommend this particular punch. The one I linked is the one that I believe it's the newer version of this. Okay, you guys, I'm to the handbook already. Hey. Amanda, the thing I showed earlier, in case you missed it, this is the ideal spacing. I'm using the pocket pages as my template for how far they're spaced apart because I want to doubly make sure that I can use all the pocket pages that I purchased. And whether you have a little mini page or you have the larger 6x8, they all line up the same way. So that's what my process is. And if you want to go back to the beginning of that part of the live, go back like 10 minutes, I showed how I made this little template. If you are not doing pocket pages, you don't care about adding them, then no, I don't imagine that it matters. But because I definitely want them included, then that means I am beholden to using their spacing. Or you simply punch the pages the way you want, because I have done that too. If you'll notice, this is something I did last year. So I was using disc bound for different things. And so I just covered over this strip where normally there's a hole punched here and here. I put washi over the top, and you could just put it into your disc bound punch and punch it and then stick it in disc bound. So if you cover over this with something, you can punch it any way you like. Okay, I'm almost there, you guys. I'm almost done. I'm on the last of this. Uh-oh, my little badges are gonna get punched. because it's okay. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, so there we go. There's that. I feel like I'm missing, I was using something as a cover. Aha, that's it. That side. Okay, there's all the mess. Okay, let me grab a set of binder rings. You guys continue the conversation. I'll be right back. Oh man, I do have punches, but I didn't save that punch. Okay, so these right here are the rings that I linked in the supplies list, and these are rose. They're like a rose gold, and they come in 3 different sizes. So to me, this is a great essential craft supply, which is why I recommend it, because you can use it for other kinds of crafting. So there's like these bigger rings. That might be all you need for a lot of people. This is the same. It's the same size as these ones I bought. These were considered shower curtain rings. They're called a bronzed iron ring. So that's what I upgraded to at one point in last year's camp, was to these. I bought these when I was in Tokyo. So these are like a 3-inch, I think you'd call these a 3-inch binder ring. So these are going to be like my just in case things get out of control. And I'm hoping they get out of control, because I would prefer not to use washi rings again. So I'm going to try to keep it here. But these look like, if I were to guess, these look like 3 1/4 inch. So these will be my, like, what do you call it? My just in case plan, my plan B. So I'm going to put, because it's so little right now, I'm just going to start out with babies. I'll let it grow and mature. For right now, this is the size. So one thing you could do at this point is you could like throw in little pocket pages if you want to fluff it out some more, or you could just wait and just add as you create stuff. Remember, you're going to be making other types of dividers, and you're going to be putting in other types of material. I was really encouraging you guys to find found materials in your house. Go be creative and see, like, can you reuse junk mail? Can you use book pages, yarn? I have a whole list on the craft supplies of the different materials that you can repurpose. I'm going to look at my junk mail differently. But I think Caroline's going to be showing you how to repurpose a bubble mailer, which I'm fascinated by that, by the way, Caroline. So here's my little summer smash book, which I'm super, super excited. Like I have something. I think I want to make this more substantial though. So I think I'm going to use a piece of chipboard for now. I'm not sure I want to put the plastic on it yet. I haven't decided for sure if I want to do that, but I do know I want to make the covers feel more substantial. So this is not big enough. So let me try this one. I like the fact that it's white on the inside, but I'm more than likely going to cover that up. So one thing I really love going through the book is finding places to add stuff. Like, leave no stone unturned. Anywhere you see white space or on your divider, like when you put scrapbook paper on the back of a divider, like look at that as a place to like put an embellishment. You know, clip stuff to it, add stuff to it. It's always about like looking for stuff that you can just embellish. So we want to find stuff around the house. Things that would look like trash to you one day might look different to you today, because we want to see like how crafty can we be? You know, how creative can we get with our recycling, with our junk mail, with newspaper, old books. You can buy a used dictionary, a Bible, an old book, and you can just be tearing pages out of it for many projects, and just have that as like the book I tear pages out of and throw into my book, like having torn book pages in there. That's something I very much look forward to. There's envelopes. We're going to be doing a couple classes where we show how to make what I'm calling like a smash book pocket out of envelopes, out of stuff that you can repurpose. I almost said vanilla envelopes. Manila envelopes. Stuff like that. So be creative. That's why on the supplies list, I put that like, look for all these materials. Get yourself a little bin and like a little bird, go around your house and start nesting. Like go find stuff, toilet paper rolls, it's stuff that like you just would not think of. You just have no idea. Once you start crafting and creating and you see all the photos that other people share of their book, it will inspire you. And your tools, them like the products themselves, the stuff in your book. By the way, 3 glue sticks down today, this afternoon, just making my crafting club book. I was like, yes. Okay, I'm opening a brand new, never before used glue stick. I love opening a fresh glue stick. It has no smell. Emma says it's like crafting in survival mode with whatever is on hand. Exactly. That's exactly the point. This summer we have a totally different situation. Some of us we can't get out and go buy stuff. And that's a good thing. Challenge yourself. Like challenge yourself with what you have that you're not going to buy anything new. I did not, let me think. I don't think I bought one new thing. I bought a pack of little baby stamp pads, and I bought some more of these, the little dewdrops, because these are one second here. Okay, I bought some Versa Magic, the little dewdrop ones, and I bought a pack of little mini stamp pads because all of my those little blue stamp pads that I've been using for so long, they all dried up. I had no ink in the house. So that's all I have bought. You guys, I'm using everything I'm using for this camp is the stuff from last camp and the camp before that and the camp before that. I'm not getting anything new. I'm repurposing. This was the only thing I needed. And I did need it because I didn't have any ink to like stamp with, and I love a good stamp. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. That's very unusual for me because usually I'm like, I gotta go buy a bunch of stuff and like show them the different things that they can do, and I'm not doing that. I'm just using what I have, and I think it's gonna make us even more creative because we're gonna challenge our imagination to look at stuff differently. It's like Depression era crafting, like what would they have picked when they didn't have money or access to stuff? They would have made do with what they had. So that is kind of like the little challenge to myself is like, how can I make do with what I have? So that's the situation. So that's why my supplies list looks so basic, is because I have bought a lot of stuff in the past, and those are essentials. And I feel like when you invest in craft supplies, they should be very, very versatile and allow you to do many different things. That's what a good supply would look like to me, my personal opinion. Okay, so this is going to be the inside cover, which will be facing the girls. So let me look at this paper I got for that divider, which I'm not really using. Do I like that? It's kind of campy. It makes me feel like it's like the side of a building, like what we have on the camp reset, that lake reset. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue her down. Just remember, you guys have all week. I mean, you have as much time as you need, but there's nothing big happening in week 1 because it's meant to give you guys time to get things printed, to get situated, and you don't have to worry about, there's no theme to each week of camp. So if it takes you 3 weeks to get your camp set up, that's totally fine. And no one's left you behind. We haven't switched gears and we've moved on to something else, because we're all working on the same goal. We're all working on our smash book. And there might be things that are introduced in the different videos, some things you might love and some things you don't. So you don't have to waste your time, watching a video that you're like, I'm not really interested in making that type of craft for my book. So you can just focus on something else. This year I'm going to really try to make sure that my lives that I host are they're like working lives, so like we'll be working on something to really help you maximize your time. My goal, as God is my witness, is to help you have a fluffy smash book. We're walking out of camp with #FluffyBooks. That's my goal. I am your creative coach this camp, and that's what I want for all of you. Okay, so here is this. I think I'm gonna look through. Do I have it in here? I have a package of. I have a package of what do you call that stuff? The contact paper, and I'm kind of wondering if I should use that as like to cover this instead of putting the plastic cutting mat on it. Is covering this with like plastic contact paper. The only reason why I don't love putting plastic on my book is it's so hard to photograph under a light. Once I put the light on, and try and photograph it, it shines, and then it's really hard to do that. But I don't know. Karen, I see your question. Is the Summer Smash book page for all in a separate link? So Karen, the covers are in a separate folder from the book because every folder is based on the paper you printed on. So you will find this in a folder called cardstock. And once you have that, there's 2 covers in there, a Crafty Club Playbook and the Smash book. So you can choose which one. You can do both and use the other one as a divider. Yeah, girls. Okay, here's another tip. This is something else that I think is really important to remember too. Here's another tip for you besides like use what you have is, I think it just ran out of my head. Okay, thank you, Caroline. You're actually the one who inspired me to say this. So Caroline, I'm going to call you out, girl. She says, I've been hoarding my sassafras lass in October afternoon. How many of us have been hoarding October afternoon? Show yourself. I have some epic October afternoon stuff that I got from like eBay. I got from these like websites I've never heard of, just because, they went out of business a couple years ago. So all their stuff is like, that's it. So this is the project. I'm telling you, this is the project where you use the stuff you love. Because when you walk out of Camp Reset this summer, you're going to have this epic, fluffy book. It's going to be something you've poured so much of your heart and love into. This is where you're going to want to look back again. Remember that summer? This is like a special summer. We have a pandemic going on. This is like where we had to be our most creative selves, girls. So if you've been hoarding stuff, this is a great place to put it. Because then you get to see all that stuff you love. Like the October afternoon stuff is adorable. So why wouldn't you want to put it in something that you're going to want to look at? So you can look at it and it doesn't spend the rest of its life in a little package. And I say this not just to you, but to myself. Because the more I think about it, the more I'd much rather see that cute stuff at work than just live. I mean, it was born to be in your crafting. It's wasting its little life away inside of a plastic package. Mr. Crafty, did you just do that?
Yeah, I scrolled it down.
Okay. There you go, Monique. She says, I have stickers, I'm just hanging on to them. This is the craft, you guys. I went through, I showed you guys this in my last, was it the last? I forget what the live was. I don't know if it wasn't a late night crafty club. What was one of the lives I just did? And I showed you guys how I had prepped my space. I think it was one of these lives, like a special camp reset type of theme. And I was showing you guys how I'd minimized and made everything like real simple in here. And I gathered up the stuff I love, the stickers I love, the alphas I love, like stuff I love. And that is all that's in here. The meh stuff, the stuff like it's just taking up room. I don't ever reach for it, but I always tell myself, oh, but I'll use it someday. I just got rid of all of that. I cleared it out of the RV completely. So I just have super basic stuff. Old magazines, maps, sheet music. Like that's the stuff I personally like to craft with. So that's what I personally endorse, is like just the ordinary things too can be craft stuff. And then you mix it in with all that yummy stuff that you love, and it'll make your heart sing. So like really try to like embrace that. Like this is the craft project, to really use the things I love. Okay, so Ginger asked a question. Anything marked cardstock you use your $5 photo paper? Yes, I do. So if it was in the cardstock folder, I print it on that $5 photo paper. Again, just a reminder, you cannot print double-sided. There is not anything in the cardstock folder that you would print double-sided to my memory, except the cover of the Smash book. So if you look at the file, the cover of the Smash book actually has this like inside, and it's our copyright and permissions. But I don't personally have a problem like printing that on the back side of the $5 photo paper. It's slightly yellow. If you want to just cover it up with this, that's fine. Take a moment to read it, and that would be that would be fine with just covering it up with the scrapbook paper. Oh, so we had a young man in the house that apparently wasn't being very nice because he's been hidden. We stashed him away. We put him in the trunk, along with who ended up in the trunk with Jolene. Jolene ended up in the trunk. Yikes. So so you guys, this is the time. All that. So Beverly says he got smoted. Claudine said smote. This is the time to bring out the stuff that you've been hoarding. Okay? I just want to challenge you. I want you to consider like really downsizing and minimizing your supplies, so that when you're reaching for something, you know that I'm not going to spend 20 minutes going through this pile of stuff that I don't really love. Like I just keep it here because it's where all my stickers go. Pick out sheets that make your heart sing and use that in your summer Smash book. Like this is not a time for meh crafting. This is your epic summer, right? So already I feel like this is delicious. Okay, so let me go back up to the top. Do you guys have any questions? I think I just put this together. So I think that was my big plan for the evening. I think I have concluded my what I wanted to show you. Right, Marlo? What day is it? Today is Saturday? Yeah, so it's some kid hanging out in his room with no parental supervision, going on YouTube and harassing a bunch of middle-aged women. Andy, the files that you print double-sided will say double-sided. They'll say DS. The only double-sided files are the pages in your handbook, your Crafty Club Playbook. Those will all be double-sided. Everything else you can just print on a regular cardstock or the photo paper, single-sided. Bless his heart. That's right, Michelle. Not all of you are middle-aged. I speak only for myself. So, I'm sorry to offend. Okay. Miss Louise, how and where do we join cabins? So on Monday, we will be sending an email off to you guys, and it will give you your entrance into camp. If you, I don't know what level of membership you signed up for. So some of you will be going through a welcome center on our website, and some of you will just be like, here's the community center. So that will happen sometime on Monday. And if you want to see all of the features, if you watch the previous live that we recorded earlier today, Mr. Crafty goes through a whole session where he shows all the different features and the things that happen. I ask that everybody who has interest in starting a cabin, they need to read the guidelines. We have rules about what cabins can be based on or not based on. Wait, not. We have rules about what you can base a cabin on. So, and that we are expecting, if you start a cabin, there is an anticipation that you will be a leader. So you're going to be a hostess of that cabin. So you're going to actually have, be like an encourager and have ideas and things you'd like to do for the girls. It's not like set it up and then like I'm bored with this and leave. So that is one of the caveats. There you go, Brandy. She says you're gonna have the best time. I love your attitude. So how many of you guys are working on your book right now that you're able to do that? I know that we just made the book available to our all-in members today. So I know that some of you haven't even got it done yet. Some of you who print at home have been able to do this. The finished pages in here are they're 9 and a. I'm trying to see if I can remember 9 and a quarter. 9 and a quarter. Okay, and I'm gonna guess 7. Is it 7 and a half? Ah, so close. So they're 7 inches by 9 and a quarter. So close. Mama Bear, I do have recommendations for magazines. And this is something I talked about in that video that I'm mentioning, the live that I did. I went through and showed all of my stuff. Let me think for a second what I did with my magazines. Okay, I organized myself so well that now I don't know where they are. You guys do that? Where you organize something and then it takes you a while to get used to your organization? Okay. What did I do with them? So there's 2 magazines that I personally love for camp. One of them is Country Living. I swear by this. They have at this time of the year, they come out with awesome editions. I would love to have one, but I'm here. So Country Living is one of them. Last summer, they did, their edition was about camp. It's like it feels like it's had a camp theme for the last couple summers, and they had a whole thing about Parent Trap. Like they were showing design ideas inspired by the movie The Parent Trap, which we're going to be watching in camp this year. So it's like super vintage. Even their fall edition ones have that same luscious vintage flea market-y look. So Country Living, and I think the other one is called Country Home. Both of them have epic summer editions. Like their summer magazines are wonderful. It is driving me nuts. 1 second. I think it's actually in a bin behind me. Let me grab it. I can't think of what I did with it. Okay. Another one, and some of you might be horrified, but because these are kind of expensive, but they have like Where Women Create. These are part of the Somerset something. You know, these magazines, you can get them at like Joann Fabrics, and Barnes and Noble often carries them, and they're like really like a high-end magazine. They're not cheap. They're definitely like, I think they're like $15. This one, yes, this one's $16.99. But Where Women Create is a good one. Any of the Somerset magazines, the Art Journal one, all those little artsy ones. If you have those in your collection and you like can picture yourself punching them up, I say do it. I love these type of magazines. You can see I even cut this one out here. This is my camera. Is my photo crops, and my favorite is the 3x4, and I just use this in all of my magazines and like take a picture using my photo crop and then put that in my pockets. So I love magazines for the quality of the layouts they allow me to have, and some of them are really, I mean, you can make up a story in your head about what you're looking at. Like this could be the signage that when you showed up to Camp Reset, this is what it looked like. You know, you can, I call it make-believe memory keeping. So magazines that are really creative and artsy, that have that kind of vibe, could very much be that. In the Summertime Sunset magazine, which is really a West Coast publication, highly recommend it. It usually features lots of like camping, outdoor stuff. Any of the magazines, like a lot of states have their own magazine, or region will have a magazine, and summer is when they usually show outdoor living. So magazines like that will get you the beautiful scenery, epic scenery, and that's the kind of stuff that you're going to want to use for your memory keeping. Okay, let me scroll down. Susan says, I can color in my Bible, but I can't cut up a magazine. Oh, that's funny. Okay, I'm looking for questions, if anyone has any questions. Yes, Monique, thank you for reminding us. Flow magazine is another great magazine to cut up. It's usually really colorful. It has lots of patterns in it. It makes beautiful like backgrounds that you can like layer on top of. So Flow is a good magazine to get chopped up for the cause. Patty says she's been cutting up her AAA mags. We have a magazine we get from the RV Life. It's called Escapees. So when you sign up for their service, they have like a whole magazine that depicts RV living, and it shows all of this, you know, all of the different places you want to visit across the country. So think in terms of that. Look for travel-y things. That can be really helpful here. Yes, Flow magazine is on the expensive side, which is another reason why people don't like to cut them up. But I say this is the reason why we want to cut things up. If I, you know, what am I holding on to it for is what I have to ask myself when it's so pretty and it's so colorful. Like, this is the thing I want to do it for. I used a lot of clothing magazine catalogs. ModCloth is one of my favorites. What's the other one? ModCloth, and there's another one. ModCloth has really good photography in it. I use that a lot in my 2018 Playbook. Sorry, this is before the Playbook. My camp handbook, I was using my ModCloth book. So look at your junk mail. This is a really good time to look through junk mail to see what kind of stuff that you have that's been coming to your house. Magazines, I just like, especially health magazines. Oftentimes the photography is like featuring healthy things, and that's of course awesome because, you know, food, because you can put pictures in here about all the feasts that you had at Camp Reset. Because we had a private chef here at Camp Reset. So thank you, Cody. That's the one I was trying to remember, was Anthropology. They do have a really good catalog. Okay, so here's the thing with gifting camp. In the past, we have allowed you guys to like contact us and then set up a way to like buy somebody camp. The problem it has just been every single year. It is a huge problem. I mean, we wouldn't take this stance if it wasn't. It takes up a huge amount of time because we always have to go drill down on the email that was used is not the one that belongs to the camper that's trying to get access. There's always all these problems with the camper that was gifted it can't get in because they're not providing the information because they don't even know what email address was used to purchase it. It's part of it is we just don't have the platforms that speak to each other. So we have to rely on you guys to tell us information, and often it becomes very convoluted and multiple emails go back and forth. So we just basically have to stop letting that happen because it's so messy. And maybe one day we'll be in a situation where we have a different platform that is not messy. That would be wonderful. But today we do. So one thing that we concluded earlier on the earlier live when this topic came up is that if you really want to bless somebody with camp, that you can PayPal them money if you choose the friends and family PayPal option. There's no charge, from my understanding. There's no charge to send them that money. You could also use Venmo is another way of sending money. And there's also, I'm trying to think of the other platform I send money through. It's part of my bank. My bank app has a way to send money. Zelly, that's what it's called. So you can PayPal money to people and then let them sign up for camp. That is the ideal situation because then the camper who's actually coming to camp, they register themselves. Their information is what we have. So it's clean. It does not involve anybody back and forth. Like I said, you guys need to know that this summer it's just Mark and I. We don't have the help desk that we normally do. We don't have a lot of help like we normally do. It's very, very minimal. And as you know, I just checked our inbox before the live, and there's already a bunch of emails we can't even get to yet because we are on a we're on a speeding bullet train to get this camp launched. So it just takes us a while to do stuff, and I'm sorry that the technology in our lives is just not imperfect. But I promise you we're doing our best to get everybody helped as soon as we can. So just know that around the time of a launch, it's always chaos, madness. That's what we are up against. So I am really, that would be, to answer your question, that would be the best way. Cash App, I'm not familiar with that. So I want to be careful of all the stuff I'm saying because I don't know. I'm familiar with Zelly and I'm familiar with PayPal. So Rebecca Foster, so to be clear, the same email that we signed up has to be the email for Facebook. The email that you use to log in to TRG is the same email you have to provide when you ask to join the Facebook group. That is another pain point, is that often people get frustrated with us because we won't accept them, but they are not giving us the correct email address. It has to be the email that you signed up with on the TRG account. The reason why is because when everyone pays for camp, their email address gets logged. And so we end up pressing a button and spitting out a report. These are all the email addresses that we have. So when you tell us what your email address is, Mark just goes through the list and he finds the email address. So if your name is not on that list and your email that you gave us is not on the list, we have to decline you. We can't have a conversation with you. We just simply have to say, sorry, no. Believe it or not, there are a ton of people that will tell us the 3 questions when you go to ask, did you pay for the camp? Yes. What email address did you use to sign up? And they'll give it to us. And they did not pay for camp. They had nothing to do with camp. So we end up having a lot of people that have to be vetted they'd made no purchase. So it's a huge waste of time. So that's the issue. So the Facebook group has not been distributed yet. It is still under wraps. Everybody will have access that's premium and all in. You will have access to that on June 1st. So it will be in the welcome center. When you go through there, you'll be walked through everything that you need to do, including getting your swag, your handbook, joining the community forums, and asking to join the Facebook group. There are questions you have to answer. If you do not answer them correctly, you will get denied, and that will postpone getting in. So it does take probably 2 to 3 days in the beginning to get people approved. So being sure that you give us the right email address is going to make the process just be so much easier if you do that. Beverly, I don't recommend that. People have tried different things, and it's just easier to just give them the money and let them register, because then there's not any kind of broken communication putting in their email address. I would just recommend that if you really want to do that, which I think is a wonderful, awesome thing to do. I really am not trying to dissuade people from not being generous, because that's something wonderful about this community. Historically, there's always people that want to help others come to camp. But I would really ask that we just give them the PayPal them the money and let them do the sign up, and that way it is all as it should be. Okay. So there, yes, Michelle, this is a brand new Facebook group. It is not any of the groups we've used before. It is a brand new group, and you will get that link when you, if you are all in or a premium member, that will be in the Welcome Center. Okay. So Miss Fairy Tale Scrapbook, the way that if you come to camp, how do you get a group together? So we, in the community forums, which is a totally separate platform than like Facebook, or it's a totally separate website, there will be a want ads post in there where people will say, hey, I have a cabin. Do you want to join it? Or you can create a cabin. You can make up your own cabin based on the theme of, whatever you wish to do. Maybe you want to make a scrapbook cabin. And you just need to follow our guidelines, and then you can advertise it on the little want ad forums and say, hey, this is what my cabin's about. You're welcome to join. And once you have enough people that you're happy with, then you can close the cabin. So some cabins will not be visible to everybody based on how that cabin establisher has decided. Maybe they only want 6 people. They want to keep their group small. So you have the right to close your group and make it invisible. So there's no rule that says everybody has to keep their cabins open and people can just come and go. So you have the right, if you've started a cabin, to decide, like, this is how many people I want, and make it disappear. So once you're in that cabin, once you're a member of a cabin like that, you're with this smaller group of people. So that's something that a lot of people love about camp, is the experience of having these smaller, intimate groups. You can belong to multiple cabins based on different things. Maybe you want to do a book club. Maybe some girls want to do a Bible study together. Maybe some girls are like, hey, I just want to be accountable to working on my smash book, and I want to work with crafters who are in the same state I am. So that could be something. People like being in the same state because it means you're on the same time zone. You guys can do a Google Hangout together. You can use the chat feature. So it's really awesome. So the cabin feature of our forums is like amazing. It's the thing that I feel like really some people just love. If you've done it in the past, you did it last year, and you're like, hey, this year I want it to be more about me, focused on my crafting, you don't have to join a cabin at all. You can come into the community forums and answer some of our fun questions. You can post pictures and earn your badges, and then you can go back to just doing it on your own. So it's totally up to you how you want to experience camp. Miss Katrina, the playbook would be in your downloads. So you want to go to however you access the TRG downloads, being logged in, you will see it in your downloads if you are all in. Okay, bye Teresa Powell. Thanks for joining us. Awesome, Betsy. I'm glad you've been decluttering and getting yourself ready. That's wonderful. That's wicked awesome, girl. Um, Jalen says the most I've ever socialized is in Bible time. Socializing is like a job to this introvert girl. And that's absolutely true. People might feel just as like their batteries draining just interacting in an online environment. So there is no shame in not joining a cabin. No one's going to be, you're not going to be identified in any way as the no cabin joining girl. So don't feel like that. You can opt in to one or none. You can opt in to 10 of them if that's how you really want to roll. Some people who opted into just the community level, that's all they wanted to do was just be part of the community forums, and that was it. So I want you to have a great summer doing camp the way you want to do camp. That's all that matters to me. And so if you're all in, I want to help you premium and all in, like be all in. Like let's do it. Let's craft. Let's get this book fluffy. Like look how flat my book is. Let's just all take a picture of our starting point. When you get your Crafty Club playbook printed, punched, and it's sitting there. I don't have the tabs on it because my tab punch is in the storage. I have to go rescue it. But take a picture of it because it will not look like this at the end of summer. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be so huge. Like these will be like a joke that I ever had these little bitty rings. I am hoping, I want to see these rings, like the big ones. Like I want my book up here like this. Like it's a big hamburger, but of like crafty burger. You know what I mean? Okay. Debbie, there's not, so I don't want you, okay, so let me frame that. I want to be careful what I say. So there's not a supposed to be anywhere in your book. There's places where, yes, you could put one, but I don't want you to feel like you have to put one there. I don't even know if I'm going to put one there. But all it is just a place there where the face pages are added on to the crafty book. So you can put one there or not. It's totally up to you. I want you to make this book the way you want it. So I don't personally have one there. Or do I? I don't know that it'll stay there. There's a divider between the handbook and the back of the faith pages. Let me see. I don't know if I did or not. I did not. So it is up to you. You can totally do it or not. We're going to be making dividers too, so you don't have to use up every single divider that came with your playbook. You might decide to use them or not, and maybe you want to make dividers from scratch because we'll have a couple classes where we'll be making a divider. So, so there's that. Yes, Pamela, if you signed up for All In, the Smash Book is available, and you can, well, yes, the Smash Book. It's in your downloads. I printed this. Oh, the Faith Girl. Is that what you asked me? The beautiful Faith page cover on photo paper. The Faith page. Are you referring to? See, I need the tabs in here because I already don't know where things are. This was printed on regular 32-pound paper. Shelly, I totally understand. She says, I'm on the fence because I have yet to finish previous camps. I totally get you. I cannot, I don't want to talk you into it. That's for sure. I get that. And I know that because I am super, super like that too. Like I buy online workshops all the time, and then it's really hard to get through them. So I get it. You can, I guess you might want to ask yourself, like, do you really want the camaraderie and like the friendship part and just have like fun girls to hang out with this summer? Because you could just do the community center and just have that part. That's not the classes and the crafting and the stuff that we kind of do on our own that becomes a little harder to do. So that's what's different this year is you can just opt into the community forums and be in a cabin. So maybe in that environment, you might find people that you're like, hey, Here's a goal I have this summer is like maybe it's you want to work on your health, or like maybe people in the cabins, or you want to start one that is about like, I just want to minimize my house, my life. I want to have these goals that are not necessarily crafty related, but this is a wonderful community. So that is that. I could support, but I totally get it. I don't want to talk you into doing camp, like the camp stuff, the craft stuff, if it's just hard to do on your own, because I'm the same way. And Kathleen, I'm so excited for you being a newbie, to experience camp. I'm excited for all the new girls to experience camp because it really is super special. I love that. Um, okay. Um, Amber says, I feel like I missed out on so much by not being in the previous camps. One of the things I will say to your point is I noticed that camp really does bring people together. Looking at pictures from last year's camp, it was very nostalgic, looking at all the fun stuff. And people do form friendships, and they look forward to seeing each other the next year in their cabins. So that part I agree with. If like that's your thing and you really like that, this is an opportunity to meet people in your area, like your state, people that have similar interests that you can just craft or hang out with. Maybe you guys agree to like, let's do a book, like reading together. So it doesn't have to be based on this book. It can totally be based on other things. There's enough people with varied interests that there can be other things that you enjoy doing. So I can say that it seems to be a very big bonding experience. It's been my favorite thing ever since we started doing Camp Reset. It has been my favorite thing that I do all year. It's what I put all my creative energy into. It's what I love so much. Um, Life Beyond the View. Are there any swaps going on? There is a post. There is a post that will be in the forums. If people want to do that, we are not taking any ownership of arranging that or anything, because it all everything that involves swapping things is always very problematic, and we are just like, there's just two of us. So so if you guys want to swap stuff between you, you might find that to be really beneficial, like in your cabin environment, that you're like, hey, let's all do a swap. Let's all put together a little pack of like love for each other. We're going to do pocket letters in camp this year. So there'll be a pocket letter video, which I think that's Caroline doing that. Yeah, Caroline's going to teach you guys how to do a pocket letter. Those have been around for a while. Jeanette Lane is the one who established those. But you guys have the ability to do that in your cabin, is make pocket letters for each other. So that will be something super fun. So that will be like, that there is a swap post, but my recommendation is in doing that within the environment of a cabin, just because you'll get to know people and have more contact with them. Oh, Judy, wow. That's awesome. Thank you. She said she just purchased all the playbooks I missed out in the past. I'm going to be printing for days, but I'm so excited. That's awesome. I was really happy to have a playbook. That like, just getting to see that, getting to turn all the pages, like it really made me feel proud of myself, because I've never been so involved in doing that before. Angela, you're 15 hours ahead. Can you tell so Angela, would you mind reminding me where you are located so I can answer your question? Because you're 15 hours ahead, which tells me I'm guessing you're in Europe somewhere. Yay, so pocket letters. Some of you haven't even made a pocket letter. So, to the point. Okay, so Angela, you're in Guam. So, okay, so I'm not familiar with international, like the lines of where things are, and I'm wondering how close you are to like UK. time zone. I know I'm showing my geographical ignorance right now. Tell me what, because if that's true, there might be international girls that will be able to like communicate with you. They would be at least on the same thing. Um, and I just want to. So life beyond the view. I'm in UK. We're 8. So okay. So now I'm very confused. Angela, how are you 15 hours ahead, and UK is 8 hours ahead? I'm. So I'm in the. I'm in on the. Okay. So now I'm super. Okay, Gail, thank you very much. She said Guam is closer to Japan time. I'm like so confused. I'm like, I don't think Guam is where I think it is. I'm so sorry. Okay. So I just want to speak to a comment in the chat room, and I will not name names or anything like that, but just in general. Everything we've ever done in the community has always been like just generally craft focused. And this year I feel very compelled to do more faith-based content. That is my own personal desire, my own personal passion. I am just making more content. It's not intended to shut anybody else out of everything I've always done. The content for camp is evenly based. It is just as much crafting and just as much faith. It's even Steven. So now it is more fair to in my mind, it is more fair that what I love and want to talk about and craft about is more offered, and then there's still all the wonderful camp stuff. And it's always worked for us as a community, that there has been people who are opt into that and some do not. So I've had faith-based lives in the past and some don't attend those, and it has not changed how people like normally feel. I've always had a mix of people who were non-believers and non-different, non-Christians. So there is content. I haven't minimized it. All I've done is raised the level of faith content. So now it's up here and it's not down here where it's always been. That's the difference. The people coming and everything is the same as always. This has always been the same amount of people in the community. So I wanted to be able to do what I'm super passionate about and have been putting so much energy in my life into doing, which is strengthening people's faith. That's really super important to me. Having said that, I want everyone to feel like they're invited. There is a room, there is a chair waiting for you in a faith-based live. In any activity we're doing, you are invited. No one's ever shut out of that. I hope that there will be non-believers who want to come over and sit with us, who want to come craft with us, who want to learn and be encouraged by those conversations. That's what I hope. It is absolutely open door policy that anybody's allowed to come and be part of that. I hope that. I'll be praying for that. I'll be praying for more people who don't feel that they're on the team to be curious to be on the team. That's what I'm praying for. So I'm praying for you. As we speak, I'm going to be praying for that until we get through camp, that I'll be seeing more people who would not be as interested, that they are interested. Because if you've loved being part of the Reset community, my heart, and for people that have been part of this community, it's because I have loved people and want them to be part of this, and they will continue wanting to be part of it because that's still the same heart I've always had, and I've always wanted I've always wanted people to feel welcome and encouraged to join anything faith related. It's a lot of fun. I think some of the funniest moments we've ever had have happened on Faith Lives. Believe me. Where else could you hear the term business bra if not on a Faith Live? Okay. So my friends, okay, good. Some of you guys haven't done pocket letters, so that's super exciting. So Caroline, you get to razzle dazzle people with the whole pocket letter thing. I'm excited because, girl, you craft beautifully, so it'll be super fun to see what you come up with and what we can do. And I I actually might make my first pocket letter just based on that. Anyway, right, Monique and Holy Squirrel. There's so many funny jokes that have come out of that. Right? We're funny. Our team is funny. We can be super funny. Okay. All right, friends. I think we've been here a while. This is my third live today. I'm ready for like taking off my business bra and putting on my jammies. So ordinarily, if we were doing a spa night, this is where I would take off my makeup, do my skincare. We'd start talking about girly stuff. So I'm really excited to do stuff like that. I honestly like love that so much, and I might have to do more of it in the community, just saying. I'm not sure how many of you would show up, but I have a feeling a lot of you will, because you're really like into it too. And I'm so proud of you, Caroline, for doing that, getting yourself some spa stuff. So, I have a few little spa things. Like I have a special little robe, and I only use it for camp. So it's like this cute little silk, like a short summer robe that I got on Amazon. It's really, really cute. And I have a candle that smells heavenly. And then, what else do I have? I'm trying to think of like, what do I just do with camp? I've really minimized things. I used to have like a bunch of other things, but I've like just done it. Miss Mandy, wait, y'all wear bras? I'm sure a lot of you are not wearing one right now because it's that time of the evening. So I am going to go, right, Jennifer? She says, careful with those candles, Corey. Yes. So in the past, we've had an epic spill of wine all over my desk, which I didn't even drink any of. It was like a little wine spritzer cocktail that Mr. Crafty spilled everywhere, and then it set off the alarm. The CO2 alarm started going off. And then there was another live. This was all during camp. Another live where I set my papers down on top of the candle, and it blew up into flames. So yes, it's definitely a do as I say, not as I do camp safety situation around here. But I'm so excited that so many of you guys are excited for camp. I can't tell you what that does for my heart when you guys get excited for camp. It's my favorite time of the year. It's like Christmas and your birthday and like the epic trip to Disneyland that your family's going to take you on. It's like all the goodness of like my childhood is like how I feel leading up to camp. Like this is what I want them to feel, is all this goodness. So Vanessa, the pocket pages are listed on the supplies list that I emailed everybody. They're simple stories. I linked specifically the ones that I personally love. So you definitely check the supplies list. Okay. Right? It's the most wonderful time of the year. And Mandy, I'm really excited for you, girl, that you are coming to camp and getting to experience this. This is wonderful. So bye, Miss Patty Ann in the Midwest. It's time for all of us to go to sleep. It's definitely past time. 3 glue stick downs. This is like one of my best nights ever. So it's been a pleasure, girls. So yeah, so pray for us if you're the praying type, because we sure need it. And sometime on Monday, you'll get an email giving you information. And that's all I can say. I can't tell you what time that it'll happen. Mr. Crafty and I have learned it's better to not tell you a time because the pressure on us becomes like twofold. So we are everything in our life is about getting this camp launched and reading the Bible tomorrow. If you would like to join us, okay, believer or not, we would love to have you join us. We have the most fun every single day. We read the Bible together as a group. 9:30 tomorrow morning. 9:30 a.m. tomorrow morning Pacific time. So East Coast, that's 12:30. Midwest, that's 11:30. So we would love for you to join. We just started a brand new book, 2 Samuel, David. So It'd be wonderful to see you guys. And a lot of you are in the group, my Faithful 50. I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for being excited for camp. I hope those of you who are on the fence are able to make a decision. Like I said, you can always go with the community level and just have friendship and fun and focus with just doing some challenges. And that can be your summer. And we would love to have you. Love you guys so much. I will see you guys in the morning. And I'll see you on Monday for our first day of camp. Bye, everybody. Mwah. Bye, everyone.